Sue?
So our next speaker is
Thomas
Morin, and he's going to talk to us about the Declination project. He's from New Hampshire, another place in New Hampshire that I cannot pronounce.
Wilmington Ironworks, the home of Paint Place, and Robert Holmes, who is known as a serial killer in Chicago.
I'm sure you'll enjoy his project.
Some kind of connection.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. In this case, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we have to do it again? No. Oh, it's a pretty universal thing. How's it done? How do this? What's that? That means you want to be stuffing it? No, you need to tell it. Okay, now, how do I tell anything?
No, this screen is just blank.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm right here.
No, so that's a picture. I mean, in your 5 minutes, I'll show what it's doing last time, but I don't mean to do I don't need to do one. Okay, well, I'll do whatever is left over. Don't worry. I will. I'll do it on my
Sure. And the presenter.
You are the presenter. You need to put the screen back here. I think you're still connected to the internet. You're right here.
There we are. We're all set.
Now, share your desktop. And be careful not to disconnect that cable, I guess. It's a little on the loose side. I think we're good.
Trying to get sound. Do we have sound?
Yeah.
I just did that because I like that song a lot. What I'm going to do is, I've been doing this for some time. I've been, let me get up to the right page. I'm sorry, I put on my glasses, I'm able to see what the right page is. Thank you, conference service, this. I've been doing this project for some time. And I believe astronomy is one of those unique avenues where you can integrate tons of things. Astronomy is, in a lot of sense, the father of mathematics, physics. The stuff that we found and we explored, and the findings that we have been integrated into our culture, into our art and our music. A lot of students don't see those connections. So what I did is I set up 2 integrated projects every semester. The first one is the solar system project, where students have to take planets, moons, anything that orbits the Earth, and that means satellites, that means telescopes, missions, and they have to take that information, show that they understand physical properties, if it's a telescope, the period of history of being built and why it's named what it is, the cost and what it's done in the outcome, so people have an understanding that science has a very large impact, especially astronomy. And if it's with planets and moons, I have them not only talk about the physical characteristics, period, density, unique features on their surface, geological or atmospheric features that are on the surface. I also have them look up mythology. I first start off with either Roman or Greek mythology, and then I say you have to find an alternative mythology. Your work in China and in other places, basically what that does is give them a link to something. And then from there I say, I want you to not only look at the mythology, what type of art was developed, what type of music was developed, and they have to put that together. Now, this is the same thing that I do here with the Constellation project, and the directives I'll show you in just a moment. For a while, what we were doing was we were doing slide presentations and we were doing PowerPoint presentations, and they're all very, very good. Okay? But when you're assessing these things, after a while, what happens is this. So, like a network or like a cloud or like a way of working is students do their best when they own the project. When they feel, in fact, what they're doing is important, and you let them go, and you just give them a framework to work with, the end result is you can get some interesting things that I'd like to show you. Two things that I've been using this past year is Prezi, and I've given, on the document you'll find that Prezi is a free source to put your ideas in a way that's a little bit different. And the other one is Animoto, where they can make their own videos. It's free to register, and it's nice to use. But before, I'm not here to sell these things. They're on resources that you can look at. Let me give you an idea about the structure that I have here. Okay, here's the sources that I was talking about that you can look at. I'm also looking for another page that I just missed. Here's the rubric that I use with my students. The rubric basically says this is what I'm expecting from you, and this is how I'm going to grade you. I also have a sheet that's called the directive that breaks down the components that I will be looking for in assessing. I use this at the university as well as at the high school when I formerly taught there. When I break down the rubric, for instance, I also have a listing of items that are there on the constellation. They need to do not only the position of where the constellation is, they have to translate all the Arabic words into English. They have to not only tell us the Greek or Roman mythology, they also have to be able to tell us the physical characteristics of the stars. They should be able to use the stars in their constellation to be able to explain whether it's a main sequence star or whether it's not on main sequence, its physical characteristics, how far away it is. Let's see, what else we have here? Star name, distance, globular clusters, if they have them, open clusters, etc. In each constellation, I have a list of them that they can pick from. Each constellation has things that are unique to it. If I was doing Sagittarius, we'd be looking at a lot of open clusters. If we were looking at Orion, we'd be looking at the Orion Nebula. If we were looking at Cygnus, we'd be looking at the American Nebula, Cygnus X, etc. Well, anyway, through this whole listing is, to everybody doing this throughout for the course, everybody should have an understanding of the material that we've been reinforcing in the class.
I'm going to be shocked and say, is it still going to be on the answer page?
It's there, ma'am. If you look at it real close, Peggy, you'll notice that I have it there for you. All right. Now, I just want to be
ahead of the curve.
That's it. I am a curve. All right, real curve. Now, here are two examples, and I want to tell you about the students. One I'm going to show you is a college student that was a senior. She tried to get into my course for 4 years. For some reason, she wasn't able to make it, and she was glad that she did. And she used Prezi as a presentation, and she also used the telescopes from Tasman in Perth, Australia, to get some of the images that she talked about. The other end, in the high school, I'm going to show you a demonstration of students that you wouldn't think are astronomy type in a traditional sense. They're special needs kids. Their academics is not their high point. Boy, but when I gave them this project, I think they did some serious stuff. So the first one I'm going to show you is the high school students, and then I'll show you the Prezi one. And these are just different ways that you can handle things. So let's see, where are you? Here is Hydra. I think this is it. Make it big.